right. So this is a more detailed of like how much am I getting in a trade, right? So you have your limit order set, you have your isolated, you're ready to make a trade. So let's go over to Doge and let's say we're going to get into a short trade here, right? So I'm gonna head over to Doge. Okay. Now I'm setting it up. Now down here, I have my available currency equity, which is my total wallet, which is 221. And then I
Mm-hmm.
have my available margin, which is 203. The reason why I don't have the full 22 available in my available is because I have a $20 trade that's currently active. So that would
Got
take
it.
from my total wallet of 220 and leave me with an available of 203, right? So let's say that I'm making trades here and I want to make $100 trades, right? So that means that
Mm-hmm.
I have an available margin of 203. It's a little easier to do the math on that because when I scroll up, as long as I'm isolated, I got my short position all set up. I'm doing a 45% short. All right, normally shorts I do a little bit more, but we'll just keep it around this thing here. But yeah, so that doesn't matter. So let's say here I want to do a $100 short, and there's
Mm-hmm.
available 203. Mathematically, I can just go here. I go to market to get the current price, hit limit, and then I make my adjustment to. I know that if I'm doing 100, all I have to do from 203 is do 50%. That's my 100. Simple math, easy to do, gets me where I want. I can place my order. So let's say that it's a little more complicated than that, and you've got a little more different money in there, and you're like, man, I'm doing $30 on this, or I'm adding $30, something that you can't. Then it's like you're trying to do the math over there, right? And you're trying to figure it out, or maybe you're doing $110, right? 115,
Yeah.
right? When you slide this bar, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put it on 50%, okay? Do you see how this thing says open long, open short?
Yep.
Right here it tells you the cost. So you see how at 50% it's 101.91?
Yep.
See how it's
The slide. Mm-hmm.
that's where you see how much you're getting.
Got you. Okay.
So now if you don't know how to do the math, you just look down here and it's telling you what your math is going to be.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Right? So now we know. Now, obviously we're shorting, so we have to pay a little more here than what the current price is. Let's open up our short.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna do 50%. It's $100. I'm gonna do 10. It says 103. I'm gonna do 100. Right. So I'm just gonna be anywhere in there. There we go. Open my short. It says 99. Now when I open my short, I'm a little bit off of my price side, right? So I can always
Mm-hmm.
drag that a little bit and catch up with where I'm at, just to get the price I want, right? And there we go. Now we're in that. Now the one thing I didn't do here on my limit order is I didn't preset, I didn't click on it and set my stop losses. So now that I'm in the trade, right, now I need to do this, which is set my 20% stop loss, set my target, hit confirm, and bada boom. And you'll notice here on these targets, the stop loss, they don't have the white circle, right? Like XRP has, is because XRP, when it's set up, the limit order was preset with the stop loss and that. So they're going to have they're going to have the white circle, right? Meaning that if I wanted to see them and I hit TP and SL, they're not going to be here because they've already been prearranged prior to the entry. Now, I can still drag any of these that I want. So if I'm pulling here, it's a long on XRP, and I see that XRP is making a decision to go up, and I'm in profit, I can drag my stop loss. See what I'm saying? Now, if I want to buy down into this, dip because it went further and it's negative 5%, I'm in $20. Let's say that I want to buy $20 and cut that down in half. Then I would just go over here and I would take your market price. Obviously, if you're shorting, you're going to have to pay a different price than the current one. So we pay a little bit higher. But when I slide this here, remember the thing is $20. So I'm going to buy 20. See how it says down here, cost would be $20. So now that limit is there, and that's basically another $20 trade. So whenever it hits, it's going to cut this negative in half. So if this goes back negative 5%, it'll trigger that limit order of 137.03, and then this automatically you'll see this get cut in half because my margin just doubled from $20 to 40. right? Now, if I was looking at this, I said, oh, you know what? I want even a better price on this short, right? I want something, or this long, right? I want a better price. So you start taking those them orders and you change it, right? So that's a short position. So let's say if I'm adding to this long position here, right? So long would be current market price. That was a short. That's why it was higher because it was actually the opposite direction. But if I was adding to the long, the current price here is 136.93, right? So all I would do is buy a little bit higher than the current price because I'm buying the long, so I have to buy the top of that. But let's say I want to put a buy order at the lower section there, 136.77, right? And I want to just buy that little bitty dip that goes in, right? And say my current price is 20. I want to cut that in half. So then I would just slide this to 20 bucks and I would open my long and there we go. So now when that hits, you'll see that this, whatever that negative is there, it'll actually cut it in half. So that's negative 10 and I double my position, then it'll just go from a negative 10 to a negative 5, right? Now, what that does for your stop loss, if you click on here, you'll see that's where the stop loss is showing you the change, right? So remember I had a 20% stop loss, right? As it starts to change and I add money, the stop loss position will increase on the percentages because I'm increasing the money. So it's changing how much I'm willing to lose there. All right, so is that's pretty much where you were stuck. You were just when you went here and you were trying to make a trade, you didn't know how much money you were buying.
Yeah, well, not only that, like once I was in the trade and I saw it moving, I was trying to move the percentages of like take profit and stop loss, and I had no idea what I was doing and took myself out of the trade.
Yeah, so no matter what, you can't move the stop loss can't go higher than the current price. Otherwise, you're done.
No, not the stop loss. So it was like running up. So I like moved my take profit, then I went to move it again or whatever, and I had like it took me out twice or something. We went over this on Sunday.
Yeah, so you were
Uh,
here and it started to get close to it and then you tried to move it, but
yep,
it was
yep, yep.
too close and it hit it. So it partially
Mm-hmm.
filled and then you were trying to move it again, but it filled on you.
Yep, that's exactly what
Yeah.
happened.
So a lot of times if you're here and you see where it's starting to run, just kind of like move it quickly like that and
Mm-hmm.
then grab it and start to move where you want it, right? Get a little more control in there. Sometimes
Gotcha.
it might just spike. So if you're really close, let's say we're right
Mm-hmm.
here and we're like, oh,
Yeah,
it's about to spike, just kind of like do a quick push
yeah.
and then grab it and say, okay, where do I want to be here? And it tells you right there what you're working on. This would be 100% profits. And if you click on it, then you could see that that take profit would be sitting at 103%. And if you cut that in half, it'd be 55. You confirm it, and then you can see that if you had a specific target of 55, it really would be here. Right, so if you start moving it up and you say, oh, well, I don't want 55, I want to go for 100%, I'd be somewhere there, right? So when you click again, it's telling you what your target percent is. Right, but that's how you move it. Just kind of like grab it and move it a little bit quicker.
Yeah,
So that is how to, see how much money you're actually putting in a trade. Is just go down here. It tells you right here.
gotcha.
And that should pretty much get you going. So now what we want to do is get to the point where we get you into where you're making trades,